You ever leave a conversation replaying it in your head, thinking about what you should have said, why you didn't admit that, why you doubled down instead of backing down, why you pretended you didn't care when you really did? That feeling, that's pride at work. Pride is often subtle. You don't always recognize it. It doesn't always show up as arrogance. Sometimes it shows up as silence, defensiveness, distance. I'm good. I don't need help. I already know. And slowly, without you noticing, you build walls around yourself. At first, it feels like protection. You tell yourself, I'm just guarding my peace. I'm not letting people play with me. I'm staying strong. But over time, those walls get smaller. Conversations get shallower. Connections get thinner. Growth gets slower. And what once felt like armor turns into a cage. Why is pride so restricting? Because it doesn't build bridges. It builds barriers. And most of those barriers are built from fear. Fear of being wrong, for instance. You know that moment when you realize you messed up, but instead of saying it, you explain it. You justify it. You blame the circumstances. You point out what somebody else did. Because admitting you were wrong feels like losing. But the truth is, being wrong doesn't make you weak. Refusing to admit it does. Fear of rejection is another example of where pride comes from. You choose not to open up because you don't want to look like a fool. You don't ask the question because you don't want to look unprepared. You don't try the thing because you don't want to fail publicly. So you stay guarded. You stay polished. You stay put together. But staying guarded keeps you from being known. And you can't experience connection while hiding behind perfection. The fear of vulnerability shows up because you've been hurt before. And because of that, you keep conversations surface level. You laugh it off. You brush it off. You downplay it. You say, it's not that deep, but it is. You just don't want anyone to see how deep it actually went. And fear of change shows up with you saying, this is just who I am, even when you can become more. Pride says, I don't need to work on that. Wisdom says, you can evolve. Pride would rather protect the current version of you than allow the next version of you to be born. But what is pride really hiding? Behind pride is insecurity. You're unsure of your value. Shame. You're embarrassed by your past. Fear of failure. You don't want to try and fall short. Loneliness. You don't want anyone to see how isolated you feel. So you perform strength instead of practicing honesty. You act unbothered instead of being real. You pretend you don't care instead of admitting you do. But the problem with that is whatever you hide never heals. It only hardens. Pride costs more than most people realize. It damages relationships because I'm sorry gets replaced with silence. It stunts growth because feedback feels like an attack. It kills opportunity because asking for help feels embarrassing. It creates inner conflict because you know you're stuck, but your ego won't let you admit it. Pride protects you from small embarrassment, but blocks you from big elevation. You can't grow where you pretend, and that means you have access to freedom. Proverbs 11:2 says, when pride comes, then comes disgrace, but with humility comes wisdom. Pride leads to collapse. Humility leads to clarity, and clarity leads to growth. The world doesn't need the guarded version of you. It needs the growing version of you, the honest version, the teachable version, the evolving version, the vulnerable and unapologetically authentic version. You don't have to be perfect to be powerful. You just have to be willing. So drop the armor, lower the guard, open the door, because the version of you on the other side of humility is stronger than the version hiding behind pride. And the only thing standing between you and freedom is the courage to say, I don't have to be right. I just have to be real.